They come up here, sit down, say hello.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, Smoke, do you...
Because we don't have anything else better to do today.
Yeah, exactly. Hey, do you play the guitar? I saw you got that Paul Reed Smith guitar last Saturday.
I don't play guitar yet,
but
I would love to learn.
Yeah, I know. We had one custom painted we gave away with Paul Reed Smith for Johns Hopkins Children's Cancer Research. And
I know Carl Edwards plays guitar a little bit.
Yeah, it's kind of a neat thing. I know you guys will probably use them at some point in time in your foundation and charity work and things like that. But boy, look at this.
Oh, there's
Would
some
that
awesome
not look
stuff
cool,
around here.
Cool on your wall,
Yeah, there's so many things here at the Hard Rock that we would love to have in our collections.
Yeah, I mean, sure. It's seriously. Let's talk about collections just for a second.
Don't give that to Kyle Busch, though, please.
No. We're way past that.
Kid smashes one guitar, he's marked for life.
Exactly. Poor guy. Pete Townsend did it regularly, and people paid him millions to do it.
People thought it was cool when they did it, so it's.
I'm gonna really shift gears on you. You're a big time hot rodder. I've seen you on the auctions on TV. I've heard about your collection. Now we've asked some of the guys here, of course, Ryan. What's your favorite hot rod?
The 55 Chevy Nomad that I bought was probably one of the coolest ones that I like. But I probably my favorite car that I've got in the collection. I've got a ¡79 Smoking the Bandit Edition Trans Am.
Oh, do you really?
That I bought from a buddy of mine in Florida. That I haven't driven it yet, but man, I just that's my all-time favorite movie. To me, that's still just one awesome car.
Can I talk to Tony Stewart, the owner?
Yeah, I'll go get him for you. Just hang tight. I'll be right back. I'll go get him for you.
Let's go to the owner side of this for a minute. What's it mean as an owner to have both of your cars make it into the chase, solidly into the chase, and you're only 40 out? You got to be ecstatic.
Yeah, I'm really excited. It's none of us could have predicted that we were going to have this kind of success this year. I mean, you look at the resources and you look at everything on paper, and it all makes sense on paper. But then when you get to the racetrack and you realize that you're up against Hendrick Motorsports and Joe Gibbs Racing and Richard Childress Racing and Roush Racing, their sheets of paper say they're supposed to be successful too. So, to go out and do what we've done and to, have the honor of leading the points the majority of the year and to get both of us locked in, I mean, that's a huge accomplishment for Stewart Haas Racing this year.
Now, Tony Stewart, the owner, what did he take away from all his years as Joe Gibbs, the owner? What did you take from Joe that you have implemented into this program?
Learning that it's all about people in all reality. I mean, you look at Joe and you look at his success, whether it was in the NHRA and drag racing or the NFL or NASCAR, there's a constant variable there, and that's Joe. And his greatest strength is knowing how to assemble the right people to do the right jobs. And with the rules packages that we have with NASCAR's done a great job of controlling it to where all the teams are competitive. But what makes the difference at this level is the people, and that's the one thing, the greatest thing that I think I took from the experience of working with Joe was knowing how to assemble the right people to do the right jobs.
Well, speaking of the NHRA and the happenings out in Indianapolis, by the way, we noticed that you were out there to view the festivities. What's your feeling on the driver owner aspect? Making controversial moves on the racetrack to better your other teammates in the point standing.
Man, with Force's deal at Indy was kind of an interesting deal, but it's hard for me to understand that. I mean, I understand from the business side, but I would have a hard time as a competitor just laying down like that. You understand why he did it, but it's hard to understand that at the biggest race of the year, at the U.S. Nationals, that you would take yourself out of a chance to win the biggest race of the year. So, I was, I'm a big John Force fan, but I have to admit I was even a little bit disappointed with that. I mean, you understand from the business side, but, you either got to be a businessman or you got to be a racer. That to me wasn't the right thing.
A race day, you're racing.
Right.
Every other day, you're the businessman.
That's exactly right.
And I agree with you because we know
that's
John
the best
real
way
well.
that anybody's put it so far.
Yeah, and we've scheduled Ashley and John to come on the air with us, which they do routinely. And I can appreciate Show Me the Money, the Jerry Maguire syndrome, and everything else. And I'm sure you now sitting in both seats that you sit in understand Show Me the Money. But racing's racing. I mean, when the green flag drops or the green bulb comes on, man, you got to be pedal to the metal.
Exactly.
Do you see yourself holding back in order to keep graduating in points over these next few races?
I don't think you really hold back. You just have to. It's a scenario of risk versus reward. I mean, everything that you do the next 10 weeks, anytime you're around somebody, you got to think about who it is. You got to think about, what's at stake. When you got 26 weeks to get in the chase, you can let it all hang out and go for it. Because if you have a bad week, you got 25 more weeks to make up for it. Here in the chase, if you have a bad week, you've probably eliminated yourself from a chance to run for the championship. So you can't just relax and take it easy, but at the same time, if it comes to the end of the day and you're racing for the win and it's somebody that is not in the chase, you got to sit there and say, how important is that win versus being the top guy, getting points for the chase this race and going on to the next week.
Well, the one thing I have to admire about you is when aggression needs to be aggressive, you're always there. I've watched you over the years, and even in your dirt racing. I mean, Jason is called Jason the Juice. He's a dirt racer as well. We got to bring him out to Eldora.
Nickname, right? I'd love to get to Eldora.
Dude, the dirt late model guys have some of the coolest nicknames in all of racing. I'm like, man, why do we not have nicknames like that? You got the Real Deal Don O'Neill. You got the
T-Mac and
T-Mac. What's Jimmy Owens, the something Nightmare, and
I think it is.
They got some awesome nicknames.
We like our Jason the Juice.
Yeah, I like the Juice.
Got away from racing catchy. Jason. There's so many racing Jasons out there.
When you got a name like mine, you got to have a nickname.
Yeah.
But you were sitting on top at the final 20, at the end of the 26 races. Now we kind of reset and we go into the chase. Even, of course, for yourself, you're going to say, I would think, that there should be some sort of a bonus there. But, take yourself out of that situation. What do you think that there should be some sort of a bonus for who's leading the end of the top 26?
I don't think it should be a bonus that goes toward the chase, but I think and I've always thought this way, even when, not because we're in this equation, but, I think if I remember right, the first year that they did the chase, there was like $1 million bonus if you were the leader after the 26 races. And I think there should be some kind of a bonus to reward the team that is leading the points, because you're going to get part of it taken away, to reset the points for the chase. And I like the chase format the way it is. I like the way it's structured. I like the way that the bonus points are structured for it. But it would be nice in some way to reward the team that has earned the most points, at least for the first 26 races.
Okay, now let's talk to Tony, the driver.
Oh, hold on. I'll go get him real quick, too.
They're telling us we got one to go, so go ahead.
You got 10 tracks out there. If you could pull one out and put one in, which two would you swap?
Well, I don't know. I'm not sure which one I would pull out of the equation, but I know that I would put Watkins Glen would be the one I would have to put in there. We've won 4, I think, out of the last 5 races there, or something crazy like that. So it's that's a place that we always go really well at, and we just, there's something about that place that it's kind of our house, so to speak.
Tony, can you do us a station ID? This is Tony Stewart, driver of the Office Depot Chevrolet, and you're listening to In the Pits.
Hi, this is Tony Stewart, driver of the number 14 Office Depot Old Spice Chevrolet, and you're listening to In the Pits.
Thank you, sir. Best of luck to you. Hope to see you in Homestead.
Thank you.
With the Sprint Cup in your lap.
All right, buddy. Me too.
You too,
Best
man.
of luck.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks.
Okay, guys.